Good evening, conscious creators. Oops. Hello, everybody. Hi. Tagging some friends here. How you doing out there? It's 7 o'clock, and it's Thursday after. It's 7 o'clock Thursday evening. It's actually evening, and it is time for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. We meet every Thursday. On Thursday at 7 o'clock, usually we're either here in my living room or we're at Interfaith Truth Center in Austell, Georgia, out on Austell Road. But tonight we didn't have any guests and we didn't have any, no one, just me. It was just me tonight. So I just said, I'm going to stay home and the, the ease of broadcasting from wherever you are. I like that. So here I am on Thursday night. July the 23rd, the last Thursday in July. We're moving into August. Wow. This year has been it's been fast moving, which is good because it's taken us through, all kind of loops and hoops and fits and frustrations and wonders and just unknowns. We're just coming out, but we're coming. Hey, we're coming. We're conscious creators. We stay in the present. We stay in the now. We don't jump too far ahead of ourselves, and we don't drag the past around like a chain and a ball on our leg either. So we're hanging in. We're with it. We're managing. We are. Everybody I talk to, they're coming out on the side and looking kind of bright and okay about it, and actually, so some of them are better off than they were when this year started. We always talked about our New Year's resolutions and the things that we want to do in the new year, and we had planned ahead. I remember kind of just warning. Hi, good evening. Hi, warning everybody to just be prepared because 2020 it was like it was a whole brand new decade, a whole brand new everything. So I kind of warned you, just to pack lightly, travel lightly, and be ready for almost anything. So it ain't over yet. It ain't over till it's over, and that's going to be a minute or two. So we're here. We're here. I'm excited tonight because I get to share some of what I've been eating and digesting this past week. I know we had talked about our chakras, and we shared a little bit on the page. I just shared some information that I just kind of looked up on the internet browsing and some books and things or whatever people would refer to me or give to me. So, but I have spent this week, talking to different folk, energy, people that, deal with energy and light and healing and understanding all those centers. And my goodness, I discovered things that I didn't know, like, there's more than 7 chakras, y'all, but we only got to talk. We only going to talk about 7. It's like I'm not going to go all the way to the utmost atmosphere and talk about what his highness or its highness is doing with energy out that way or wherever. We're going to talk about the 7 that actually affect us, affect our environment and our bodies and our systems. So we're going to talk about those 7, but tonight we're only going to talk about 1, so I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, I wanted to kind of welcome you to the Conscious Creators Toolbox, and it is an opportunity on Thursday night to get together and take a look, take our tools out of our bag and kind of sharpen them and get them in top-notch order so that we can do some manifesting and creating. And it is a time that we look at our creative abilities and our creative powers and just talk about them and get to know them. And really, truly, it's an opportunity for us to really admit and accept and embrace and recognize and celebrate who we are as creators, as co-creators. We are made out of the same stuff that creation is made out of. We're not lacking anything. I tell people, go to a sea or go to the ocean and dip some water, and that's ocean water in that cup. And we are chip off the old creation. So we are made of the same stuff that creation is made out of, and we can do it. We have the same powers, the same abilities. Creation didn't hold back nothing from us. We have access to all of it. And as long as we understand that we are connected and we are one and the same in the one, then we good. We good. So we can do it. We can do those things. But when we start identifying a God that's outside of us or outside there, somewhere out there, then we got a problem. We got to figure out how we're going to get that, how we're going to transfer that energy and that power and those abilities to us. And we got to. But you know what? When we are who we are little godlings, like my grandma used to tell us. You're a little godly person, a little godly. So you are chip off the old creation, the original source itself. And we can do the same things that creation and creator source does, what God does. He didn't withhold any good thing from us. Not one good thing did creation withhold from us. We have access to it all. So tonight, let me say, I don't think I have any announcements other than the fact that this particular session, this video, will be uploaded on YouTube. I'll probably have it on there by tomorrow night anyway. So if you want to refer, kind of go back and look at it and see what we talked about, you go to the YouTube channel, and it's the Conscious Creator. Look for our logo, the little blue man, and that's us, that's me. So it's going to be available tomorrow. And I wanted to also remind you that on Sunday at 7, we have the mini life coaching session overview. And I don't know what we're going to be talking about Sunday yet. I kind of wait to kind of see how my appointments go, and whatever stands out when I'm talking to my clients is usually what I use some of that material, or some of my coaching and my advisement and my counseling with them. So we'll see what happens. I've got some ideas, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be something. It's going to be, I know I say 7 minutes at 7 o'clock on Sunday, but it always turns out to be 17, 27 or something like that. But I try to keep it under 30 minutes. I do really try very hard to keep it under 30 minutes. So let's see if I have anything else to announce. I do want to say that Interfaith Truth Center is operating, still operating, and I think they're on an abbreviated schedule. They're open on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and they have services on Sunday. And I think the hours during the week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is 1 to 6, I believe. So you can still go. If you have any crystal needs or any sage needs, or go by and see them. Go by and see them, and then just kind of get out of the heat. Go in there and cool off, if they're there, and don't forget to wear your mask. They greet you at the door, like most people. Like most of these, I think now that most of places that I have to frequent, I'm having to wear a mask, and I settled into it. You guys know that I wasn't real thrilled about it in the first place, and all this distance and stuff. I'm a hugger, I like to hug. And I like to get hugs, so I wasn't real thrilled about this distancing thing. But, I'm falling into place, hey, I'm here. Here I am. So I'm going to do in Rome, I'm going to do like the Romans do, I'm not going to break no laws, okay? So bring your mask. Take your mask when you go into the stores, into any store. Just keep a mask in your car. Keep an extra one in your purse, in your bag, because you don't want to get turned around. I had to run back to the car a couple of times this past week because I just forgot, But it kept one in the car, so it wasn't far. So that's no more announcements. I don't think that's it. That is it. I do want to say, because I got a shout out today, and I thought that was, I never even asked. I never even invited. I would like to extend an invitation to light workers. If you are a light worker and you have a gift or a practice that would benefit the community, or that you would like to introduce to the community, or just tell a little bit more about what you do and how you do it, give me a call. Use my message me on Jean Aaron. I'm on Facebook. If you message me, or you can leave a message on the YouTube channel when you're checking out the videos. You can just leave me some comments and information as to what you do, and if you have an interest, I would love for you to be my guest. I'm kind of enjoying the interviewing and doing the Oprah thing, or the other girl too. I can kind of switch up if I want to, but I'm kind of learning that, and I'm enjoying it, and it gives me an opportunity to learn something, to kick back and kind of chill and feast too and learn too. So I like that. This is what I did this week. I did off the screen interviews this week. I talked to several yoga instructors In fact, one was I talked to her. She's down in Florida. I think it's one of those beaches down there in Gulf Coast beach area. Anyway, she said, if you want, she said, want to talk, you can come on down and, we can broadcast from down there. And I was so tempted, it's like, wow, okay, that's cool. Broadcasting from the beach, yay. But of course I couldn't do that. So here I am. But I did talk to her, and I talked to another young lady, and then my bestie who is also a yoga instructor. They kind of gave me some insight on that, and I'm going to share talked about some exercises and how they incorporate an understanding and an awareness of the chakras in their exercise routine, their practices, and the poses and things and the stretches and things that they do in yoga. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And I also had an opportunity to speak with some Reiki practitioners and masters. My daughter is a Reiki practitioner, and I talked to her a little bit about it. We talked about doing some clearing on mom. So we kind of talked about some energy. So I got an opportunity to talk to people, kind of interview them off camera about the chakras, and I learned a whole lot. And it's really fascinating, and it's so much more to understand and to learn. I'm really looking forward to it. I think before I'm done, I may be a Reiki practitioner too. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, but it is interesting stuff. I'm going to share. But tonight, there were seven. There's seven that primary ones that we are specifically interested in for our health and well-being and our wellness and our wholeness, basically. But tonight we're going to talk about the solar plexus chakra, and it's also called the Manipura. I think it's a Sanskrit term for the third, and it's the third chakra. It's that number 3. We've got 7. It's the third, and I want to make a point that it's the chakra that's next to the heart. So the heart and the solar plexus are neighbors, and that was kind of intriguing for me because I'm a heart person. I'm a heart chakra lover. I know all about the heart chakra, pretty much. Not all, but I'm learning. But we're going to talk about that, and one of the reasons is because I'm just learning and understanding that our third chakra is actually kind of from what I'm understanding and learning and got an understanding of over this past week or so, just reading and studying and, people talking about it and listening. And then I'm putting 2 and 2 together from my old studies in psychology and psychiatry. Psychology. I've come to understand now that it is, okay, they're talking to each other. They're right neighbors, okay? But it is associated with, I consider it the seat of our creative powers and creative energies. That's our creative space of our creative energies is housed and resides in the third chakra, the solar plexus, and that's why I chose it, because I'm a co-creator, and I love to manifest, and I love to try to, iron out all the spots and, unblock stuff and get stuff going so I can do what I got to do and be able to encourage, my clients and my family and my friends to do the same. So, I said, we're going to do that. We're going to talk about that one. I don't know if I will talk about any of the others. We may invite some folk in. I've had a call from a young lady that said that she teaches this stuff. So I said, yeah, she can teach the other 7 or the 6 anyway. But I have an interest of this one because it is where our creativity is nestled and housed, and it has a lot to do with managing those emotions and feelings and guts and intuitions and that energy that causes us to be able to create and manifest, or not, if we have some blockages and things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm going to start by kind of reminiscing a little bit. And this was just something I was thinking when I was, kind of thinking about how I wanted to present. But I was thinking about energy itself and the awesomeness of it, and just thinking about creation and man and human and our bodies and who we are and how we are, and how, just so intricate, just down to the minute detail, everything is just perfectly created and perfectly in place and ready and available, and this is for that, and if that happens, everything kicks in. The systems are all there, and it's just amazing to think about how think about creation and how we're created, and all the energy and all of the just the knowing of how to put all this together. I thought about, and one of my favorite places to be is on a beach on a ship in the ocean or water. I love, oceans and seas, and I love, that. I love see the movement of the water and the waves, and I like to I know when I'm on a cruise, I just like to sit in the window in our little cabin, our little room there, and I like to just sit in the window and just watch the water as we're moseying down the sea, down the ocean, and it's always fascinating to me, and it's always a wonder. What strikes me as awe when I look at the waves and how they move, and then I remember years and years ago when I was living out west, and I went to California, and I was in the redwood forest, and I saw these trees, and I recognized that, I knew that they were like centuries old, and they were, you couldn't see the top of them, and there you were, and all this nature. And then I thought about, the Grand Canyon, standing there on the side of a canyon and just looking at that canvas. And it really, honestly, if you have never seen that in person, it will strike you as it's dizzy. It made me dizzy just looking at it, because it looked like somebody just painted this beautiful mural across that's just out there in space, and it was just sitting there. And of course, you look down, you see this little strip of water going through, but it's a canyon. But it just, the colors it's just, everything was just so fascinating, and just so, it took your breath away. It took my breath away just looking and watching it. So I was thinking about that in regards to energy and in regards to creation, and how everything is all put together, and how it's so, it's really just it's just magnificent. It's just, it leaves us kind of speechless, because even though we try our best to understand and to know what was behind it, there's still a little bit of a mystery about it. So we're going to talk about this. As we're talking about the chakra, I want you to kind of think about that in terms of creation. Like, all of this was designed. We were designed like we are, and it's just amazing to me to think that a creation or source could know and understand, and just everything. It's just the universe itself, every minute piece of a blade of grass, or the feathers on the birds, or it's just perfectly engineered and perfectly designed to do exactly what it's supposed to do. And if we maintain it like we should, it will do exactly what it should do. We would not have all these sicknesses. We would not have all of this tragedy, and all this, woe is me, and kind of in the whining and complain. We wouldn't have any reason to complain if we managed it, and I mean managed all of it. The forest, the redwood forest, everything. We managed our universe, and we took the pains and the love and the detail that creation did, or when it was created initially. We wouldn't be writing, we probably wouldn't have COVID, we wouldn't have all this junk going on. We would just be at awe. We'd just be awesome, like the birds, wouldn't care about nothing, just go from nest to nest. Okay. But anyway, chakra, the third chakra. The third chakra, the solar plexus, is located right in the middle, it's in your belly, right in the middle of your stomach there, right above your navel, and it kind of nestles right under your diaphragm. And it's just the upper part of your belly. It's right there in your belly. And it's a combination, it's a collaboration of nerves and muscle and tissue and just all bundled in there together. But it's an energy center. And like I said, we have 7 that we are primarily concerned with, in our bodies. And what happens in the solar plexus, it houses it kind of controls our will, our willpower, our personal power, our personal self identity, how we think and feel and identify with ourselves. That's where, and that is a specific energy zone that have, and it identifies Again, it's a conversion of nerves all bundled there together, and the blood and all the other stuff that goes in there. But when it's balanced, we are, we're able to know how to. We're able. Well, it keeps us motivated. It gives us that momentum, the power to move, to make a decision, to have make harmonious relationships and decisions, and do things that are that will empower us and help us create and form and manifest our realities in our lives and our relationships and our situations and our experiences. As long as it's balanced, we see ourselves doing those things, and it's just like any other part of any other chakra. It's a possibility of getting blocked and causing some issues and things like that. So when it is blocked, you're going to find things. You're going to have issues like, well, it's right around your belly, and by the way, let me back up just a little bit. It's associated with your digestive system. Okay, so it's your stomach, it's your belly, and it's your certain foods that you eat may cause some irritation of it. And if you eat properly, we're going to talk a little bit about the foods that it does. But it's signified by the color yellow. You might see it when you're looking up information about it. You'll see the color yellow, and it's like petals. I think there's like leaves. That's shapes of leaves, and then there's a little triangle right in the middle of it, and it's yellow, and that's the color that its representation is the color yellow, and when it's vibrating like it should be vibrating, it is yellow, and the faster it vibrates, or the higher the vibration, I should say, then it has a tendency to be gold, so a golden yellow, just a bright golden yellow, just almost like gold. So it vibrates, and as the energy vibrates properly and correctly and without any blockages, you're gonna be able to raise your frequency and raise your vibration, and cause and strengthen that, empower yourself in those areas, and the color yellow, and it's also the element that is representative of this particular chakra is fire. Which it makes sense because the flames are yellow, and so that's it's fire, and if you think of your gut feeling and your desires and your passion, that's where you're going to find your passion is there too. Passion, that's hot kind of stuff. So that fire is the representative element. I think there's and it's also all of the chakras have a color and an element representation. It also has a musical or sound representation. And I think the musical note for the chakra, the third chakra, the solar plexus, was if you know anything about music, it's the E and E flat. Those are the sounds or the musical notes. So if you're kind of working on your chakra and you have some issues with your chakra, the third chakra, the solar plexus, then you may want to, wear some yellow. That's why I'm wearing yellow today, to represent the solar plexus. And you can listen to some music, just because the E and E flat are the two notes that the third chakra, your solar plexus, resonates to and with. So if you're working on some vibrations and you just kind of want to, kind of get yourself in the mood, get some music. And that's in those particular keys or those notes, E and E flat. And I think there was a color. I want to tell you the color, the element, the musical note, and talk a little bit about the function of the solar plexus. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, it's in the middle of your stomach, and it is. It does house it's where you're going to find your psychological behavior, your expression of your willpower, your intellect is there, your mental calculations and evaluations and things like that are there. Your collaborations, your personal power, your abilities to establish ideas, and plan, make your plans, and also create. All this has to do with creation or creating and manifesting. You can develop and come up with great ideas and go. And again, like I said, it's the place where you're gonna get your momentum. You're gonna get your motion or your movement, and when it's happy and it's fright and it's vibrating and that energy's doing what it's supposed to be doing, circulating and running back and forth like it should be, then you will seem to be able to just manifest or just come up with ideas and plans, and they just almost just work themselves out because if you got that flow going, if the flow is going, then you got the momentum going. You got you take you do you're going to do A, you're going to do B, you're going to be do C. So all of that just flows because that energy is and the vibration is just right, just going for you. So you tend to have the ability and the power and the know-how to just collaborate and know how to go to this person and get this from that person, and you have this good collaboration and good cooperation going because you have that vibration. So you attract those kind of things and those kind of issues and those kind of people in to your manifestations. You're manifesting this, you're manifesting that, and when you got the flow going, you got your swag going, it just flows, it just goes. And so we want to keep that. We want to keep that flow going. We want to keep it balanced. Keep it balanced and keep the vibration high enough that you don't get stuck. Because it's the opposite. Okay, if you've got some imbalances going, you're going to have the opposite of all that. You're going to be pressed for trying to figure out just come up with an idea or a plan, and then you're going to come up with a plan, and you're not going to even know how to make it work. You're going to get stuck. You find when you have an imbalance in your solar plexus, you find yourself getting stuck more often, and you have control issues. You have issues with control. You tend to be a little bit just a little bit. I'm gonna say it kind of affects your self-esteem a little bit. So you kind of have a little bit of self-doubt a little bit, and you kind of you're complaining a lot, and you're feeling you get that victim mentality rather than an empowerment mentality when it's flowing and when it's balanced. So you wanna be watchful of, okay, if you've got some control issues or you got some doubt going on, or you've got some self identity issues going, you may want to check your solar plexus and see if it's balanced, and have somebody, maybe have a Reiki master or healer kind of do a scan and see what's going on, if there's any blockages there. But then there's some things that you can check and you can kind of recognize for yourself, and I'll talk about those when we talk about how to unblock, how you can, what are some of the things you can use to do to unblock or balance, find blockages and balance your chakra. So, but basically, I said the main function of the solar plexus is to provide actual momentum for your life, and to keep you on the move, keep you moving forward, keep you moving onward, on to bigger and better, on to more expansion, and it's a kind of a part of transformation and our evolution. That's all housed in there. We know what to do. We get the ideas. The ideas flows from the crown all the way through, and then we take the energy that we need, and with the vibration, and we create and we manifest with our strong with our balanced willpower and our strong personal powers and our self-awareness and our self-identities. All of those are, as long as the flow is balanced, or your energy is balanced there, we find ourselves being able to create just almost effortless, without a whole lot of hesitation. We have, like I said, we have great relationships. We can collaborate. We're not so afraid to allow someone else to be a part of the creation or the collaboration or the project or whatever it is we're working on. And you'd just be the opposite. If it was imbalanced, you would probably be a little bit afraid, a little bit timid, a little bit controlling. You wouldn't want to give up an inch. You just kind of be inflexible, and you're just stubborn, and you just kind of you're just kind of bummed out because you got this stuff going on. You got this stuff happening. One of the things that, I mean, I personally have an issue with my solar plexus sometimes because I find myself with a knot in the middle of my stomach, and that is an indication of a blockage or an imbalance there. And what I do is I do yoga to kind of ease that up a little bit, and then I meditate. We'll talk about some of those things, but I want to make sure that I wanted to make sure that I kind of listed all of the things that the solar plexus represented. Yes, did it out. Yeah, I did. Expression of wills, your intellect, your mental, your personal power, your ability to establish ideas and plan, identify and create and manifest your realities, and oh, it is also it conveys your wisdom. You know, that's where you get your wisdom and your know-how, your knowing. That's there. You know, when I was listening to a lot of people, a lot of the folk that were sharing with me, it kind of reminded me of some classes that I took in psychology when I was back in school. And we always thought, when back in the day, it was taught that your mind was the center of your mentality and all of that. But as time goes on and things change, we find out that not necessarily. You know, ego's there. Ego's there. That's where ego is kind of there too, doing ego's thing. You know, you think it's in the mind, but it's all here in the solar plexus. I don't even know if I want to get into a Twilight Zone thing, but I'm kind of questioning. What's going on with the mind. I think the brain has a whole different story these days. So I have to do some research on that. But your ego's there, your gut feeling. When you have a gut feeling about something, it comes from here, and you'll feel it. You'll actually feel your body that energy is moving, and you'll feel your body will react. Your nerves and they react. They'll get excited or they'll tighten up or whatever. So you can feel your solar plexus. If you ever get banged in the stomach, and I don't know if I think I was reading in one of the articles, a story somewhere as I was studying. This guy said he got something happened and something banged him in the stomach, and it of course knocked the wind out of him and everything. And when he went to the emergency room, there was a woman there that one of the nurses was a light worker as well. And so she was able to, kind of help diagnose and kind of give him instructions on how to get a comeback and get, kind of soothe that area and what to do and why he was feeling disoriented and why he was, whatever was going on with him. She explained that, that area that was causing you to feel and to react that way. You're kind of altered his behavior a little bit. I think he got a little bit paranoid and just I guess afraid or whatever. And she kind of helped him understand what was happening. So that area it's a very sensitive area as far as the getting punched and pressured. That's why people always kind of cover their bellies up, because that is a soft area, get chunked in there. So anyway, but let's talk about what happens. Let's talk about some of these what it looks like when it's not balanced. When it's not balanced, I'm going to give you a list of things that you can look at and kind of wonder if you've got balance or not. If you are bitter, angry, a little sour attitude, and you don't know why, maybe something's going on there. Or if you just a little bit controlling, you just have to be in control of everything. You have to micromanage every situation, and everything about your life has to be micromanaged, and you won't release any control to anybody else or share any control. You may have an imbalance in your solar plexus. If you have digestive problems, if you have indigestion or ulcers or belly aches and things like that, that's definitely a sign that you have some issues going on with your solar plexus, that area. Let's see, indecision. You can't make a decision. You can't for the life of me, I can't decide. And who was that telling me? Somebody was saying, well, that was the brain, so I won't go there. But indecision is another one. So you just can't seem to come to a final decision. And then when you come to a decision, or you come up with some idea or plan or something, you can't come up with how to make it work. You just, you're feeling kind of lost. And say another one is you don't have any passion, no passion for anything. I just don't know what to do. I don't have a love for anything. I don't have a desire to do much of anything. I'm just here. You may want to look and see what's going on with your solar plexus, because all of that, when working in balance, you will have the opposite of all of that. You'll be the sweetest person. You won't have this bitter and sour attitude. You'll be able to, your intellect will be on spot. You just be popping, and you can't keep ideas from going and coming to you, and you are out facilitating and putting things into play, working your projects, working your magic. You won't be whiny, and won't feel like you're a victim. That's another one. Another sign is if you're complaining and you're just nothing seems to go right for you, and it's always woe is me, and nothing works out, nothing ever works out, or you have that low self-esteem situation going on with yourself. You don't have, you've given all away, given all of your personal power away, and you just, I just whatever. You just, you go on and you make the decision, and whatever the decision is, it's okay. And then once it's done, you complain about it, or you're whining about it. You may want to look at your solar plexus and see what's maybe going on there. So those are just some things, those are just some warning signs that you may want to kind of look and see what's going on with your solar plexus. Whiny, victim mentality, slow to make decisions, indecisive, just no willpower, no will to do anything, no desire to do, no burning desire or anything, or can't figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it. And then when you come up with an idea, you don't have the energy to get it done. And here's another one, and I struggle with this one myself personally, is actually coming up with ideas and starting them and losing steam, or just losing an interest in it. Sometimes in the middle of the project or whatever. That's that's a warning to me that I need to probably look at some balancing in my solar plexus, because that's that momentum I was talking about. You get the momentum and you keep the momentum. And if you keep the momentum and you want to finish what you start. You want to finish what you started. It was one of my parents' pet peeves growing up for us kids, is that you started, you're going to finish it. You're not going to, you started the season playing volleyball, you're going to end the season playing volleyball, whatever. So you get, I sometimes get imbalanced or whatever, because I told you about the knot that I kind of find in my belly sometimes. So I have to work on that, and just keep an eye on it. And all of this, as you're learning about your energy centers and your solar plexus, your chakras, they are associated with your organs in your body. Your stomach, for instance, is your solar plexus, your stomach and your gallbladder, your esophagus, those areas that, where indigestion and gas builds up around your belly and stuff, and ulcers, and that's that area. I think there's a couple of other organs too, but I didn't write those down. But every one of the centers is associated with some organ or some parts of your body, and the stomach is one of the main ones. So if you find yourself having ulcers or indigestion, gallbladder situations that's going on with your gallbladder, then you may want to concentrate or focus on that particular area and see how can I fix that? What do I need to do? Your doctor can help you if it's those organs, it's physiology. They can kind of help you with that. And a light worker can help you with helping you balance that area, that center, that energy center too. So those are the what you look for when you got a happy and a well-functioning and well-operating chakra, third chakra, solar plexus chakra. Strong willpower, good solid self-esteem, your personal power, your personal identity, your passion, your intellect. You got swag when it comes to making decisions. And then there's the opposite when it's not, just the opposite, when you are not balanced. So how do you balance it? What are some of the things or ways that you can balance it? Well, of course, I did write it down. Yes, I did. Okay, how do you balance or unblock it? I always say, and like the doctor says, she said, are you eating? How are you eating? How's your diet? You know, they always ask you that. And that's what I'm going to ask you too. I'm going to say, look at your diet first. Make sure that you are eating a well-balanced diet, have a well-balanced diet. Fruits and vegetables, top of your list, should be the top of your list. That will make a happy tummy, a happy solar plexus when you are feeding yourself with vegetables, fresh fruits and vegetables. That should be high on your list. Now I know it's kind of, when we're a meat and potato kind of person, you're gonna probably find yourself having some issues there. And what you want to do, just you can still eat your meat and potato, but just make sure you add some fruits and vegetables in there with that. That's an absolute must. You definitely need that. You need the fruits and vegetables, and also herbs. There's some herbs and the herbs and some aromatherapy, some other things that goes on too. But let's talk a little bit some of the herbs that are good for your solar plexus or trouble or balancing and keeping making sure that you get the right diet and everything going. You can use some of the herbs that I discovered were turmeric was one. Turmeric. What was ginger? Of course, ginger was another one. Thistle, that was one. Marshmallow was one. There was another one. I think there was some. There were several more, but I think those are the ones that I listed: ginger, thistle, marshmallow, and turmeric. Those are the ones that I listed. But I am going to invite you to, like I heard my daughter telling my grandson the other day, if you have a question about something, just get your tablet and go to Google and write the question to Google, and Google will answer you and give you a list. So I'm going to tell you to do that. If you have a question, what herbs are good for my solar plexus area, my chakra? And you put that in there and you'll probably get a list of herbs and vegetables and fruits that'll tell you what's good for it. So I'm giving you kind of an overview, and you do the rest. You have to do some homework and see what works for you, because you may not like ginger. You may not like ginger. You may not like turmeric. You may want to, you may want something other than that. Make your tea out of, I don't know, thistles or marshmallows or something. I don't know. I like ginger in my tea, and I like turmeric too. So I probably listed the ones that I liked, so I would remember. But anyway, so that's your diet. Make sure that your diet is balanced. You have a balanced diet, and you've got plenty of fruits and vegetables in there, and you can supplement it with those herbs and spices that I mentioned. Another thing that you can do to help balance it is affirmations. Affirmations help in meditation. Usually when you got knots in your stomach and you got ulcers going on, there's some stress going on, some stress happening, and the imbalance. So you want to release and let go of some of your control, because that's what's happening. You're holding on to the control of things. You're not releasing that the control to your higher power anyway. But you're holding on to it and thinking that you have to be in control of the whole, everything about whatever it is that you're doing, when you don't. You just need to be able to see the end product, see the end result, and have faith to know that whatever you need and whoever is needed to finish it is going to come to you, because that's how manifestation and that's how creation works. It's not, you don't have to have the blueprint and with all the the lines crossed, and you don't have to. That's not necessary. So you don't have to be so tight and in control. But you need to learn teach yourself how to release control and how to let go and let the universe, let God, let the powers to be to do the behind the scene kind of things, because you don't know what. We honestly do not know the minute details like Source does, okay? So we just need to leave that to Source. And besides, we don't need to know everything, So stress and just being able to relax and let go of some situations. Meditation, if you don't meditate, you need to practice, start just practicing. And one of the things that I tell my clients, if you have a hard time, staying on focus and meditating, just do little short ones, 3 to 5 minutes. You take a break, you go get some water to the, to the water fountain to drink water, or grab your bottle of water out of the break room or whatever. Take some time as you're walking to and fro to just check yourself, how you're feeling. Where do I feel some tightness in my body, and then talk to that area and release it, and see what you're thinking about, and let whatever you're stressing about or you're worried about or you're overly, let it go, and tell yourself that everything is going to be all right. Love on yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are and that you are enough. Those are some affirmations that, that's good for the solar plexus. I make good decisions. I come up with wonderful ideas. I am enough. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am an awesome creator. I can do. All things are possible through me because I am connected to source. I say, tell yourself how those affirmations ready and just to spill out of you, especially when you find yourself, when you're checking and you find yourself with that knot or that thought, that worry thought, train of thought going through your mind. Cut it off. Like I say flip the switch on it and just, affirmations, meditate, detach, let it go, detach from the result, and let it go. Just trust the universe to bring to you what you need when you need it and how you need it, from whom you need it. And that it will happen. It does happen. So affirmations and meditation. Another one is exercise. And that's why I talk with the yoga folk, because when you're talking about exercise, you're talking, when I think about exercise, I think about, losing weight, or, firming up here, or building some muscle there, or getting stronger here. But you know what? Exercise should include your internal inside of your body as well. And that's where yoga comes in. Yoga's with their stretches and their bends and their all kind of poses and, trees and suns and salutes and horses and all those poses. They each are designed, each one of those poses are designed to help not only exercise your muscles and your outside of your body, but also those organs inside, stretching, making a little extra room for your heart, or for your or shifting a little bit so the lungs can kind of get some air going around and through, and your liver and your pancreas and your gallbladder, all of those things inside your body, with the poses and exercises that they have designed for in yoga, you're able to exercise, give your organs a nice little massage, or a nice little extra room for a few minutes to just make it space, and so the energy can flow and vibrate, and energy can do what energy needs to do in those areas, basically. So exercise is another one. Walking, I always say walking is one of the easiest and one of the best ways to get started. If you're not a person that exercises now, just start walking. Just start walking a little bit. Check with your doctor. Make sure that you don't have any issues that's gonna trigger and create some issues for you. And make sure you check with the doctor, of course, before you start a new routine. And I think probably even with yoga as well. Anytime you're gonna go from zero to all of a sudden you're gonna start, exercising and working out, you probably want to check and make sure that your heart rate, everything is okay. That you're not gonna start something that's gonna create some other issues for you. So check with your doctor. Make sure you're ready and physically able to do some of those poses. They're not. They can be a little scary, I say, and they can be a little. I can't do that. But you know what? You can't do it at first. You can't do it the first 3 or 4 visits or 4 sessions. But before you know it, you're like this pretzel, and you're twisted all around, and you're doing all these things, and you're like, you look at yourself in the mirror. Usually they have mirrors all over the place, and you think, wow, that's me. So you start where you can't, but you end up where you can. So, and yoga is always progressive. You just get better and better with every one of the visits. So, and if you need a yoga instructor, I've got some. I'm sorry, but one is in Florida. She's got to be there for another week. So, but she'll be back. She'll be back. So if you need a yoga instructor, oh, and by the way, there is a yoga instructor at ITC on Monday, Pam. She's very gentle, and she teaches us how to push ourselves. She inspires us to, uh, be our own little, pushers, force us to do things. And she doesn't use guilt either, and she doesn't scare us. So she doesn't use all the wrong. She just encourages us, and she inspires us, and she motivates us because she's such a lovely spirited person. So it kind of resonates with our spirits, and we just want to make her happy. So we turn into pretzels for her. So, but she's on Monday, and I think her class is 7 o'clock to 8:30, I believe it is, on Monday night. So you can check with you check there. I'm not sure if she's moved the dates, because I know that the center's not open on Monday. This is Tuesday and Thursdays, so you may want to check to see if she's doing another day there. But check with ITC and Pam. Another thing I wanted to mention is nature. Just get out of the house. Get out of the house. Get in the sunshine. Get out and under the trees, walking on the grass, just getting some air, getting some sunshine. The sun is yellow. It's representative of yellow, and that's the chakra. Yellow is the color representation for the third chakra. So get out there in the sun and enjoy the sunshine. Just be close to nature. I think any of our chakras, absolutely any of our chakras, all 7 of them that we're going to be concerned with, they all love nature. And I mean, it's no wonder, because it's closer to the raw energy, just the natural energy is out there in nature. You take just walk. If you get a chance to go to the beach, go to the beach. And I know there's a local beach here in Cobb. It's in Eckworth Beach up in Cobb, and then I think there's Lake Allatoona. There's a small little beach there. But if you want to get around a beach, or kind of, check out those 2 places, and just kind of kick out and play in the sun, walk barefooted in the sand, and just get close to nature. So your diet is important, exercise is important, the things that your self-talk is important. All of those things are important when you have a blocked or imbalanced chakra, any of them for that matter. But this particular one, I gave you some ideas on the foods and some of the affirmations that you can use for, to bring yourself, balance, bring some balance to yourself, and to relieve some of the stress and the pressure, and untie those knots that happens to be tied up inside your belly. Get everything else smoothed out. Something that, and I think, was it? Well, I know as a child, I don't know when you were a kid, if you played outside, how you would spin around. That's one of the fastest ways you can kind of, if you got an imbalance, you just want to just play with it. Sometimes get outside and just twirl around, and make sure that you're not near pavement. So just in case you're falling, you want to bust your face or anything, make sure you're in the grass and just kind of spin around a little bit. Kind of get dizzy. You make yourself dizzy and stand, and all what's happening is your chakras are kind of lining up and balancing. That's a kind of a quick way to do it. It's temporary usually, but it does kind of balance it a little bit, and it makes you feel kind of lightheaded a little, and then you kind of come back down, and then you kind of feel pretty good for a little bit anyway. So spinning around outside is another way of balancing your chakras. But let me suggest to you to get hold of or identify a light worker, because what light workers can do is they can do a scan on your body, and they can help you identify where the blockages are. And they know all of this information that I'm sharing. They know it in probably, just second nature for them, because that's what they do. And they could probably, like I said, I'm just giving you a quick overview of information that I gathered over the past couple of days, 2 or 3 days. But this is what they do. The yoga instructor, she understands the organs that, when she's doing the poses, what organs are going to get that extra space and get that little hug or massage as you're doing those stretches and those bends and those those pretzel moves, I call them. And then the light workers, they know, they can scan and they can sense the energy in and around your body, and they can identify where the blockages are. And then there's you, yourself. You can, once you get an understanding of which organs and the chakras and what they have an effect or control over and with or to collaborate and work with, then you too can start looking for signs. And like if it's I gave you some ideas. If you are having issues with making a decision and you don't know your whether you're coming or going, and you're just afraid of everything, and you just have this low self-esteem, that's telling you that something is not right. All of these, everything that about us has been designed to operate and function just perfectly, really. And it's up to us really to make sure that we're managing it. That's what we are. That's our job, is to manage our gift, this body, this body, and this is a gift. This whole thing is a gift to us. So we manage it by being aware, and we say we're conscious. And if you're conscious, that don't mean that you're conscious in all areas. You wake up a little bit in here and there. You wake up, but become aware of your energy, how you're feeling, how you're supposed to be feeling when it's working properly. You know when it's not working properly because you feel bad, or you act bad, you just do bad. Everything is just cloudy. Find out why and fix it. There's no reason you have to walk around feeling bad. Or feeling bad physically, emotionally, mentally. You don't have to do that. If you're feeling that way, you got to trace it back to find out what's wrong. Or we know this is not how it's supposed to be. How do I fix it? Maybe you don't want to trace back and find out how. But what's going to happen is you're going to figure out that something that you were doing or not doing that you need to start doing or stop doing. So just become aware, conscious creators. Become aware of your body, your instrument. This is a tool too. I think I mentioned that earlier, that our bodies is our main tool. This gets us in and around and about being able to physically maneuver and manage and navigate this 3D, the earth. We need this body to do that. And we need this body to have and to enjoy all the wonderful things that we're manifesting. If we are manifesting a beautiful life, then we should have a beautiful body to go with it. We should have a beautiful mind and a beautiful attitude, wonderful emotions, wonderful connections to go with all the wonderful experiences that we have. What good is a Taj Mahal when you're laying in one of the rooms in bed all the time? Take care of this. Take care of this wonderful tool that you have by becoming aware of how it works, how it functions. Talk to your Reiki masters. Talk to those Reiki practitioners. Talk to your doctor. They will surely tell you, what you can and can't do. And use the internet, like my daughter tells me. Go ask Siri. Ask Siri a question. She'll help you. Get information. Get informed. Be aware and be informed and take care. This is your body. It's yours. It's yours. I'm here, hopefully giving you inspiration and motivating you and kind of inspiring you to know, to do it. But I can't do it for you. I can only wish that you would and pray that you do, but you have to make the decisions to eat the right foods and get out in the sun and talk to yourself like you love yourself, like you would talk to someone else. You have to do those things. I can do it to you, but when you do it to yourself, that's, it's, I'm just here. But if you do it to yourself, you're your first lover, okay? You are your first lover. And you need to start loving yourself like you're the first lover, like you're your first lover. So take care of yourself, conscious ones. You are conscious. And I know we wake up in degrees, and we wake up a little bit at a time, a little bit day by day, year by year. So start today being aware of your solar plexus and what it's telling you and not telling you, and whether it's balanced or imbalanced, and research. Just ask, find out. And again, if you're a light worker and you have some information that you want to share with the conscious creators, I love you too. Give me a shout. Message me and tell me what you do, and let's see if we can work you on a schedule. I know that next month we won't be talking about light workers, but we can still have some guests. We don't ever know about guests, so just call me, because I mean you may be doing something that I'm going to be talking about next month. I'm not sure yet what it's going to be. Kind of think it's spirituality. Somebody was asking me about that, or metaphysics, or one of those two. So I don't know yet, but just tossing that out. But if you are a light worker, or if you have a service or practice that you would like to share with the community, in the lines of consciousness, spirituality, awareness, awakeness, enlightenment, give me a call, and let's get you out, and let's get some information out to the community, because we want absolutely every conscious creator. We want I don't care if you're not conscious. If you're not conscious, we want absolutely everybody to recognize that they are created in the image of creation, and that they are made out of the same stuff, and they can do the same stuff. And there's absolutely no reason, none whatsoever, for them or you or me or any of us to be lacking of any desire that we have. We can have what we want. We can have our desires. It's just up to us to understand that we can, and recognize that we can, and be aware and conscious enough to do something about it. Okay? I'm done. And I appreciate you guys being with me tonight. Every Thursday night I'm here talking about something to do with consciousness and your awareness, and you're going to the transforming and going to the next level, evolving to out of here one of these days, So you want to, you take care of your body, take care of this instrument, this tool. Maybe have a little thing on body sometime in the future, because it's an antenna. I call it my antenna. So we talk about that one day too. So thanks for being with me. I appreciate you guys being a part of the Conscious Creators Facebook page, and also sharing on our YouTube channel. We're still trying to build up more content there. Having a little glitch because I lost some team folk. They kind of they decided to go back home because of the COVID, and so I kind of lost some of my help. But anyway, that's okay. It's all right. Just maybe that wasn't time yet. So we'll get back to beefing up our website and our channel soon. Sooner than not never. Okay. Take care of yourself. Stay aware. Stay awake. Wake somebody else up, and manifest. Manifest best. That's what you can do. That's what you are doing. And I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I will see you next time. Sunday, 7 for 7.